Any Minotaurs. They have the encounter, you literally just run down there.
Sort of Twitch, but give me money.
1 prime equals
Yo,
1 letter in
one sub for every
like,
description. All right, anyway. So to start the encounter, you literally just run down there, and you have this middle ring here, and this is what you're going to interact with. When you kill any Minotaurs, they have names, whatever, but any Minotaurs that spawn in, when you kill them, they're going to drop a orb. I forget what the fudge they're called. Doesn't really matter. You interact with the orb, and you can only have one orb. On the left, it's going to tell you a name. If it's red, it's Cinnabar, blue's Cobalt, and white is, I don't know.
Antimony?
Something like that. Antimony? It doesn't really matter. But the color is going to correspond with where the platforms are going to spawn, and then where the boss is going to spawn for damage phase. So it's going to start, all the Minotaurs are going to spawn in the middle. You kill all the Minotaurs. Everybody picks up a buff, because you can't have more than one. You take that buff and just run through the ring. When you do that, it'll fill up this, it's like a time, or a sand timer thing. It'll fill up, and when it's at the top, a little prism here is going to spawn. Somebody shoots that prism, and then it opens it up, and the sand starts falling in, and that's essentially your timer to get to damage phase. However, once that starts, Minotaurs will start to show around, and there should be ad clears, so if you call it out, you can still kill Minotaurs, get those things, and run in to extend the timer. So, how do you know which plate is which, though? Well, it's pretty simple. Yeah, we just figured it out. So red or Cinnabar, you spawn here. Red or Cinnabar is going to be the lowest plate. So there's a plate right here. Blue or Cobalt, whatever the fudge, is going to be middle, that plate. White or Antimony or whatever the fudge is going to be this big plate. And you're going to see there's those 3 different plates, and on each plate, they have these like weird little constellation structure things. That's what you're trying to build. So, you kill the Minotaurs, you get in, you fill the timer, you shoot the prism, then that's going to start a rhythm thing, and everybody's going to have a buff thing at the top where it counts 1, 2, 3, and on 4, you need 3 shooters. 1 looking at each pillar, because there is this pillar with 3 squares, this pillar with 3 squares, and this 3 pillar. So currently we just have it so like this is my pillar when I need to shoot. Somebody has this pillar, somebody has that pillar, and they're always the shooters, so we don't have to figure it out. So once we fill it up, we shoot the prism, shooters start, and you have to shoot the squares on the beat, on that 4th beat. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you shoot the square. Nobody else shoots them. And then it'll say, like, he's struggling. He can't keep the space-time together, you know, whatever the fudge. And that will then spawn platforms. And you want to work from bottom to top. And these are showing where the platforms will spawn. So the color is important because let's say we're doing our run and it's red and we're picking up red, whatever the fudge, Cinnabar things. That means you need a dedicated runner, just one person, who will just navigate to each spire whenever it's their turn. So it's Cinnabar. So we call that out. Runner comes over here. Shooters, they shoot that first bottom square, and as soon as they do, if they do it on the beat, they do it at the same time, it's all right. Then the first 3 platforms, so like a platform here, a platform there, and a platform there will spawn. The runner, importantly, needs to run onto the plate first, because then he's going to get a debuff called time... You need the debuff. Temporal interpolation, whatever the fudge. He grabs the buff, then jumps on the platforms, and you need the buff, because at the end of the platforms, at the end of the 3rd one, there's going to be a square, and you have to activate it. But the only way you can activate it is you have the temporal debuff, which you get by running into the circle. So we shoot the things, we shoot the first one, it spawns the first 3, he grabs this, runs up, activates. Then he's like, yo, I got it next. So now this is where the shooters come in again. So he says, first is good to go. The runner, you have to stay on the highest platform, because you're going to have to do a little platforming here. He calls it out, and on the next go-around, when it's beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, we call it out, and now we shoot middle. The first 3 platforms are going to disappear, but then the next 3 are going to appear, and that's why the runner needs to be ready. He jumps up, jumps to the next platforms, and at the end of those platforms, there'll be another square. He interacts with it. He calls it out. We then shoot the top one. Same thing. Those disappear. The last 3 show up. He jumps, goes to the end, activates, damage phase. Do note, while you're walking on the platforms, these imps are going to show up and be attacking them. They're super annoying. Currently, we don't have a great way to do it. We're just blinding them. They're really annoying. So the runner does have to worry about that. But the temporal whatever debuff gives you a minute and a half. So you have a minute and a half to get up on the platforms, and then, you know, so you shouldn't have to go back. And again, while all the runners and shooters are doing that, Minotaurs will be spawning, so you can continue to put more orbs, whatever the fudge those things drop, through the ring to increase the timer. Because if the timer runs out, you're going to get some debuff at the top that counts down from like 10. And when that runs out, you wipe. You can delay it, even at 0, 0, 0. Somebody managed to do it, if you run through with another timer thing. But that is literally the encounter so far. That's everything.
And I add clear.